When did you start Pixel Labs, Zach?
I started Pixel Labs in 2014.
I ain't in it for the money, I ain't in it for the fame, I ain't in it for the accolades. Tryna tell me where the vision of the riches and the women, I ain't with it, tell them not today. Try to separate the crew, but the truth is I did it. Got the same vision, so you know we stay winning. Some of y'all chasing recognition, not me, I do it for the love, yeah. Yeah, 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 I do it for the love.
I started it because I wanted to do something a little bit different, and I enjoyed the production side of things, but I hadn't found anywhere to work that was around here where I wanted to stay, that had kind of the culture that I wanted to work in. So like, if I can't find it, then why not just build it?
What kind of culture were you looking for at the time?
One of the biggest things is creative freedom and not having constraints of like small, tight budgets. Over the last several years, people have put more focus on having a more positive work environment, and I think that that's kind of created more businesses that, or at least forced other businesses to change how they work so that they are more desirable to college kids. Because there was a lot, and you even see it now, there's a lot of kids that come out of college they're like, well, I'm just going to start my own business.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's freelance, whether they want to start their own design company, whatever it is.
Freelancing is, that's your own business, essentially.
Right, exactly. The problem with it is that creatives go through creative programs at school and never get taught anything about what actually needs to be done for a business to run.
No.
Creatives go into it and they may start it, they may do freelancing, they may do that kind of stuff, but in the end, they're not setting themselves up to be a long-term business.
What would you recommend people look into if they're just potentially thinking of making
as far
their
as
passion more of a business?
So there's tons of resources. Like I took no business classes.
Oh yeah.
So I had to learn all of it, and I did start it. I started the way that a lot of people do. I just started, and I knew that I had to register. I knew that I had to do taxes. I knew I had to keep track of what I was bringing in for money. But there's way more than that I never knew about until I reached out to places like the Incubator and other people that have started businesses and said, hey, like, what do I need to do to make this actually a legitimate business? And then they started guiding me through it. And a lot of it's just patience. Like, a lot of younger people just jump into it and say, I'm a business, and then they just go and just do all this stuff. I've seen people start a business and not realize that they had to pay taxes on everything, or sales tax or income tax, or they don't realize that when you're self-employed, you pay more income tax. You pay a self-employment tax. They don't know any of that stuff until April, and then all of a sudden they may have made $80,000 that year on freelance work, but 30% of that goes away, and they didn't save that 30%, and now they're screwed.
Yeah.
And so I've seen it happen more than once. So knowing and understanding that can all come from like just reaching out to whatever's local to you as far as business resources go. At a bare minimum, the Chamber of Commerce can help you out.
Gotcha.
So just making sure that you're reaching out to people that know more than you to make sure those things are being taken care of.
So you don't necessarily need what people would say like as a traditional professor or teacher, but you just look for those people in your community who are maybe thriving in something that could just give you the knowledge.
Exactly.
Yeah, like though you might be in a creative field, you don't get taught how to run a business. Someone who's running a business who may not know how to do any graphic design or video photography elements, but they're doing very well with the business, and then that could also then lead to a new client.
So, well, and that's the other thing too, is if you love creative, it likely means that you probably don't have a ton of business knowledge. Like, there's people that have both, but sometimes you can be more productive and more successful if you find someone that has business sense and create a partnership. that can run the business and do that side of it while you are allowed to do the creative side, and then together you guys are able to create that culture that you guys want to have, that work environment that you want to have. Yes, that would have been 16 that Sam actually left you and I to work for us. Until then, like, she wasn't even that involved in what we did. She just did QuickBooks stuff for us. She did the accounting side of it and payroll. But like, we knew that eventually we wanted her to be more involved in it, so we just had to wait for the right time to do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a process.
Gotcha.
Patience.
Patience is key.
Yep.
Every once in a while, we like to update our website or just update things. And we often like to take photos of the downtown Cedar Falls area for our website or just for social media. Just, like, hey, we're from this area. We appreciate the area. And especially this area has changed so much over even just the last 2 years that every 6 months that we take a picture, like, it kind of becomes outdated because, oh, they finished the hotel there, or, oh, they're building an amphitheater over here, or, oh, they have construction here. So a lot of the photos we have of the downtown Main Street area are outdated. So right now I'm going to fly the drone up, get some more updated photos and maybe some video, and just kind of showcase the newer, refreshed downtown area so that we can put it on our website for social, and just kind of have that for kind of like stock photos for whenever we need it. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to be taking the drone up here, and I'm not going to crash it. Oh, it was great. Yeah, downtown looks great right now. I mean, there's a little bit of construction going on, but from where we were, you can't see most of it, as far as I could tell. So, got some great views. It's the whole downtown Main Street area is like really coming together the last few years, and they're kind of putting like the finishing touches on it now, it seems. So, it's cool to get a good update of it. I've actually never really flown around downtown by myself. Been around Zach when he's done it, so it was kind of nice to have those views a little bit, and it's a perfect day for it. And yeah, we got some good stuff, some good photos to update for our purposes, and yeah, it was a great day to fly.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Aaron Jarnigan, and I'm the Digital Marketing Specialist at Grow Cedar Valley, and you're joining us for our digital marketing live stream here this Thursday, which I'm super excited about because it's a topic I'm really passionate about, and I have a good group of individuals from the Cedar Valley who are passionate about it too. So I'm really excited. We have Zach Everman from Pixel Labs, Joshua Schneiderman from UGM Corbin, and Rachel Holland of Amperage. So super appreciative that they're joining us this morning to offer their insight and perspectives. I'm really excited because I think we have a lot of different perspectives and great perspectives surrounding the topic of digital marketing. So I think there's going to be a lot of great insight. I'll just go ahead. If you want to kind of give us a little information about yourself and your company.
Yeah, I'm Zach Everman. I went to UNI for video production and the media department. And after graduation, I worked at a couple different agencies doing marketing or production in the marketing spaces. And afterwards, I decided to start Pixel Labs in 2014 as a video production company. Over the last 6 years or so, we've evolved into a marketing agency that really focuses on more of the local and smaller businesses, with possibly some of the tighter budgets that they'd be working with. So that's been kind of our primary focus over the last couple of years, and I'm happy to be here.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Zach. When a new client typically approaches your agency, what are some of the first improvements, website-wise or social media-wise, that you see that maybe somebody could walk away from this video and go ahead and take care of some of those things?
Basically, both of those things are super important and stuff that we look at too. And then to expand on that, we look at how consistent everything is, because if your social media looks different than what your website does, and those digital experiences are different than what they have when they come into their physical stores, there's a psychological disconnect between the different areas that your brand is in, and that can a lot of times push people away from using your service or shopping at your store. if they don't feel like they're getting the same experience across all the different avenues.
Right, and that's a good point. I think branding is such an interesting conversation too, kind of extended from it because it's so important, and it even extends beyond website and social media. Like if somebody calls you, how do you sound on the phone? That almost should mirror the experience on the website and the experience on social media, and that's also something people forget a lot. So that's another great point as well. How much should a business consider when looking at a budget for digital marketing activities?
The biggest thing that we tell everyone that we work with is that your budget should be whatever you can afford. Like if you can't afford doing the big thing that is maybe what you should be doing, it's just going to put you out of business, and marketing doesn't fix that. So making sure that you can afford whatever you are doing with digital before you dive into it is always important.
What do you think businesses should take away from COVID or marketing during tougher times? I just know it's so much more digital now with the way that you're engaging with customers and providing that experience. But does anybody want to go ahead and take a stab at kind of answering her question about especially when there's this kind of context of the situation going on, but business goals are still needing to be met? How can businesses do a good job of bringing in that context in their messaging but still trying to accomplish their business goals?
We've been kind of guiding our clients through that process of just making sure that they're staying agile with their messaging, because we had a lot of stuff running before COVID happened that really was not necessarily insensitive, but just irrelevant to the general atmosphere of everything after COVID was a big issue. And you have to be ready to stop all that advertising and change your messaging very, very quickly, and making sure that you have a team within your company that is good at pivoting quickly like that with your messaging.
Great points. And again, just thank you for your time this morning from all of you. Again, Zach Everman from Pixel Labs, Rachel Holland from Amperage Marketing and Fundraising, and Josh Schneiderman from BGM Corbin. Just thank you so much for your insight this morning. Really appreciate it. I was really excited for this. And thank you again, Whitney and Jenna, for your questions. So just thank you again. And that's all we have for today. Thank you so much. And everybody take care. Have a good end of your week. Bye, everybody.
Thank you, Aaron.